What is up, ladies and gentlemen? So today we are here working on the Project Salt yet again, and today we're going to do what I think is possibly the single most important mod you can do to a sled. Now, you can have all the power in the world, and that's great. It can run great, but it doesn't mean nothing if you can't put it to the ground. So today we are saying goodbye to the old track. We are replacing it with a Polaris Series 6 155 2.6. From there, I should be able to, I think, slide this off without pulling the belt first. Oh, it's not working. I need a clutch spreader, which I have no clue where one is. Alright, so I found this abnormally long screw, and it's just the perfect thread and size for spreading this. This is what happens when you don't have the right tool, which everybody should have, but my toolkit's gone, so yeah, there's that. So now what we're going to do next is we are going to pull the bolts off of that plate down there, and that will free up this end of the drive shaft. I'll go ahead and pull these off so I don't lose them. She's being greedy. She don't want to let go. So we're going to take a flathead screwdriver and give this a little bit of a pry. Not a lot. You don't want to bend nothing, but just enough to pop it. Alright, so the next step is going to be, we're going to go ahead, we're going to break loose this bolt for the brake rotor, 17 mil, and 2 bolts on the brake caliper. Those are either a half or a 13, and then probably 13, and then the cover, which are all 10 millimeter bolts. So alright, so now once you get your brake rotor off, you will notice there is a spacer here. This pretty much, I just use channel locks, grab it, wiggle it, rotate it, and it'll come right off. Underneath this, there is a O-ring, which I will show you momentarily. See how I did that? Just a little rock and then slides right off. And then right here there is a O-ring. Usually I would have a pig to do it, but since I'm doing this at Ellis's house, which is pretty much where I've been doing all my work on this lately, I just have this super small, what is this? Looks like a Torx, tiny, but this will work just fine for popping this up and out of its groove, hopefully without breaking it. That's the O-ring. So now we have that off, you're going to go ahead, take a 10 millimeter socket or ratchet wrench, whatever you feel like using. We're going to go ahead and pull out these 5 bolts. So all those bolts are out, you can just remove the cover, and something weird you'll notice is there will be another spacer behind this. And then there are obviously no bolts holding the top gear into place, which is going to be a little bit different if we're used to older sleds. Just be careful not to rip the seal. Alright. Like I was saying, there is a little spacer right here. If if you ever get lost and you forget what goes in which order, you can always just look at a microfiche on the internet, and that'll show you exactly how this all goes together. Once you got that bottom bolt off, you can just go ahead and slide these right off their shafts. You always want to take this off just because as you roll the sled around pulling the rear suspension, you don't want this falling out. But pretty much from here, I'm going to clean up the mess I have going so far, get my tools put away, my parts put where they are easily accessible, and just kind of organize everything so that makes everything go much smoother for reassembly. And then we'll get back to this. Alright, so now we're at the point we need to go through. I'm going to take an impact, the extension, and the socket. I'm going to zip out all the suspension bolts. Once you have all 4 of your suspension bolts out, we're going to go ahead, tip the sled on its side. Go ahead and grab it, pull it back, slide the suspension forward, pull the back half out, just like that. Your skid's out. If you haven't seen my previous videos, those are my custom built shocks, clickers front and rear. Yes, I know the stock shocks had a clicker on the rear, but these are all completely built, revalved, aftermarket springs, clicker on the front track shock, all that good fun stuff. Makes it ride real nice. Alright, so for here, pretty much, you're going to want to take the track, slide it as far forward as you can, take your drive shaft, just wiggle it. Put your drive shaft out, set it somewhere, and then your track will just slide right out. Bam, just like that, track's pulled. Now it's time to go ahead and grab our trusty 2.6 over there, start throwing this thing back together. Unfortunately, the camera battery is starting to go dead, so I'm going to go ahead and knock this out, and I'm going to charge this battery and get back to you when it's all done. Alright, so here we are. Got the new track on. Still loose, I still have to tighten it up, but that is to come. So my main concern putting a 2.6 track on this Assault was essentially, I was worried about clearance up here, but I mean, I can fit my finger between there, and this isn't even tight yet, so there's plenty of clearance to run a 2.6 with the stock drivers. So pretty pumped on that. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my chain case spill. It's worse than freaking Exxon Valdez, but we're getting there. Clean this up, tighten the track, we're good. And there's how she sits. Still not tightening the track because it is like 10 o'clock at night and their kids are sleeping. This thing is really loud, so I don't want to fire it up and just spin the track to make sure it's centered. So that's going to stay the way it is until the next day or something. I did clean up my mess because when it's not your garage, that's just kind of what you do. I guess I could put the panel on all the way. See if I can do this with one hand. Bam, like money. Oh no, I was supposed to do the back one first. Oh, can I get it? Nope, can't get it. Always do the back one first. So there she is. Tomorrow I will come over and tighten the track. But I'm going to call it good. Super pumped. So on that note, I'm calling this a video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And stay tuned because there's more coming for the Project Assault.